The UN General Assembly, Decision-Making and Resolutions. The UN General Assembly, Decision-Making and Resolutions. As the most representative organ of the United Nations, the General Assembly plays a pivotal role in decision-making through the creation and adoption of resolutions. In this article, we delve into the workings of the UN General Assembly, its decision-making processes, and the significance of its resolutions in the modern world. The General Assembly, an overview. The United Nations General Assembly, established in 1945, comprises all 193 member states of the organization. It serves as a forum for member states to discuss and coordinate on a wide range of international issues, including peace and security, development, human rights, and more. Unlike the Security Council, where decisions are legally binding, the General Assembly's resolutions hold moral and political weight, often reflecting the will of the international community. The General Assembly meets annually in regular sessions, starting in September and lasting for several months. During these sessions, world leaders converge at the UN headquarters in New York City to address global challenges, share insights, and make decisions on various matters. The President of the General Assembly, elected for a one-year term, presides over these meetings. Decision-making processes. Plenary sessions. The core of the General Assembly's decision-making process lies in its plenary sessions, where all member states gather to discuss and negotiate on various issues. Each member state is accorded one vote, regardless of its size or influence on the world stage. Major decisions often require a two-thirds majority, while other matters are resolved through a simple majority. Plenary sessions allow member states to express their opinions, propose amendments, and engage in constructive debates. This process fosters dialogue and collaboration, enabling countries to find common ground even on contentious issues. Committees and specialized bodies. These committees conduct in-depth discussions, gather expertise, and draft resolutions tailored to their respective areas. The resolutions then undergo review and approval in the plenary sessions. Committees and specialized bodies play a crucial role in refining the content of resolutions, ensuring that they are well-informed, comprehensive, and address the nuances of the issues at hand. This approach enhances the General Assembly's ability to produce meaningful and effective resolutions. Crafting resolutions. Resolutions are the instruments through which the General Assembly formalizes its decisions and recommendations. A resolution is a formal statement that outlines the General Assembly's stance on a particular matter and proposes actions for member states to take. Resolutions can cover a broad spectrum of issues, from peacekeeping operations and international security to climate change and global health. The process of crafting a resolution typically involves several stages. 1. Drafting. Member states or committees initiate the drafting process by presenting the initial text of a resolution. This text serves as a starting point for negotiations. 2. Negotiation. Negotiations take place in committees and informal settings, where member states discuss the wording of the resolution, propose amendments, and work to reach a consensus. This can be a complex and iterative process, as countries with diverse perspectives strive to find common ground. 3. Approval. Once a consensus is reached, the resolution is presented to the plenary session for approval. Member states debate the resolution, propose further amendments, and ultimately vote on its adoption. 4. Adoption. If the resolution receives the required majority, it is adopted and becomes an official decision of the General Assembly. Resolutions can be adopted without a vote if there is unanimous support. 5. Implementation. After adoption, member states are expected to implement the measures outlined in the resolution. This can involve policy changes, resource allocation, and cooperation with international organizations. The significance of resolutions. While resolutions of the General Assembly are not legally binding, they hold substantial moral, political, and diplomatic weight. They reflect the collective will of the international community and provide a blueprint for addressing global challenges. The significance of General Assembly resolutions lies in several key aspects. Number 1. Norm setting and international law. Though not legally binding in the same way as Security Council resolutions, General Assembly resolutions contribute to the development of international norms and customary law. They articulate the shared values and expectations of the international community, influencing the behavior of states and shaping international law over time. Number 2. Human rights advocacy. The General Assembly has been instrumental in advancing human rights through resolutions that condemn human rights abuses, promote equality, and protect vulnerable populations. These resolutions bolster the efforts of non-governmental organizations and activists by providing a strong international stance against violations. Number 3. Conflict resolution and peacekeeping. The General Assembly plays a role in conflict resolution by adopting resolutions that call for ceasefires, negotiations, and peaceful settlements. It also approves budgets for peacekeeping missions, allowing the UN to intervene in conflicts and stabilize regions torn by violence. Number 4. Global development and sustainability. Resolutions on development issues, such as poverty alleviation, sustainable development, and climate change, guide member states' policies and international cooperation. They emphasize the importance of collaboration to achieve global goals. Number 5. Health and pandemic response. The General Assembly's resolutions can mobilize resources and cooperation during global health crises. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, resolutions have urged international solidarity, equitable vaccine distribution, and coordinated response efforts. Challenges and future prospects. Despite its critical role, the General Assembly faces challenges in decision-making. Divergent national interests, geopolitical tensions, and differing priorities often slow down the negotiation process and hinder the adoption of resolutions.